deadline is tomorrow, right? You see the lower third, Malcolm Brogdon, Jordan Clarkson. Those are my two. I would go Brogdon 1, Clarkson 2, and Bruce Brown, a bunch of different players. Ed, I'll go to you first this time. What are we going to do tomorrow, if anything at all?
Well, tomorrow is a big crucial day. I think one of the big crucial days for the Knicks in a long time for them, since like the whole Melo trade. You know what I mean? The Knicks are in the best scenario right now to propel themselves to a championship contender. Like, I'm saying fuck Eastern Conference Final. I'm talking about marching to the finals and probably winning it all. You guys are saying it best. We need either another starting shooting guard or we need a bench player that when Jalen and Julius are out the game, that he could take us and push us to the promised land. You know what I mean? The four guys I know that they're looking at now that they're saying that they're really looking at hard, no homo pause, is Jordan Clarkson, Kelly Olynyk, PJ Washington, and Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown, like I said a couple episodes ago,
We're going to be the New York Toronto Raptors by the end of the fucking season.
Exactly. You know what I mean? We're ready for Villanova Knicks.
The New York Toronto / Villanova Knicks.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't like that to force another trade with the Raptors. Even though Bruce Brown would help on the defensive end, but he's another Josh Hart for us. So I don't feel like two Josh Harts on the team is not going to really be like, oh yeah, this is a championship team.
I agree 100%.
You know what I mean? One guy that I know Q posted up on our thread the other day, and we've been talking about him for a while, is DeJounte Murray. He's a guy that they're really like teetering, like, are they going to get him? Are they fucking with us with these rumors? I think he'll be a key guy to take us over the hump. Like you guys been saying, you put the big Ragu on the bench again. You send him back to the bench because he's been balling. You know what I mean? He's been our second best option since Julius. You know, he's averaging what? He's averaging 27.8 since Julius been gone these last 5 games. So if you add a Murray, I think that will put us over the hump. If you add a Brogdon, I feel like that will put us over the hump. Jordan Clarkson, not a great defensive guy, streaky shooter, but he can help get us over the hump. I even like PJ Washington. He's a backup power forward that we could have used from the beginning of the season. One guy that's still out there that I've been talking about a lot. A lot of people have been calling me crazy, but I still say the Knicks, you know, to get him on the fly, Kevin Porter Jr. He's just there in free agency, just sitting there. He'll be a great backup point guard for us too, just for the time being. You know what I mean? So I feel like the Knicks need to pull the trigger if they want to like propel themselves into, you know, that conversation. Like, yo, we a championship team. Ain't nobody fucking with us.
Q, before you go, hold on. I'm gonna play this clip. You know I like to play these clips. I got clips for days. I got this is a clip. I'm
gonna take
I stole it from the nigga that be stealing shit from us. Knicks Fan TV. Oh, I said it. Yo, check it out.
Yeah, clip that.
You know what I mean? But they had Stephen Bondi the other day, Knicks beat reporter, very insightful guy. I want to play this clip. Is kind of talking about the Leon Rose, Rich Paul things and what could come out of that. Then respond to that, Q, and then give me your thoughts on what we're gonna do tomorrow.
Between those two factions.
Okay, so I don't want to, you know, I know I've heard different things. I don't want to speculate too much because, you know, if I say something on your show, it's widely viewed. People just assume it's fact. So I'm not going to go crazy about what happened and how we got to the point of the rift. I do know what was happening before they pieced it up had nothing to do with, you know, I know that Rich Paul was working with Leon and CAA when they both had LeBron, and people just assume this is some petty stuff from back then. That's not what this is about. From my understanding, it was about more recent dealings. Now, I can't get into specifics about what happened and what caused the rift there. But if you just look at the facts, like you just look at Rich Paul's recent clients with the Knicks, when Leon Rose took over, he had Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson left Klutch soon after Leon took over. He had Jericho Sims left Klutch. He had Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish had a bad experience with the Knicks. And this is Cam's own words saying the reason why I thought I wasn't playing had nothing to do with basketball. It was politics. And then I'm missing one guy. Who am I missing?
Nerlens?
Nerlens Noel. He
Mhm,
dropped
mhm,
Clutch
mhm.
after while he was with the Knicks, and then he actually sued Rich Paul. So
Yeah, yeah.
if you just
Whoa.
look at that situation, maybe you could deduce something. But I'm not. I don't want to get into specifics there.
I didn't even know about that about Nerlens.
So look, Cold War's over. USSR, USA, Cold War's dead. Right? Let's do business. Let's get money. Brogdon, Murray, Zach LaVine, two of the guys you always hear pop up in Knicks trades. Not so much Zach LaVine anymore. Brogdon and Murray, two people supposedly high on our list from speculation. Q, beef is dead. What you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm definitely. I feel like if we get, I think if we get personally, I would get Brogdon, and I'll tell you why. Because I feel like if we get DeJounte Murray, I, f- I feel like we wouldn't get. I don't think we're gonna go after Donovan Mitchell. I think we'll probably end up going after another big. I think because he's still
Which we
young.
need, actually. You're right.
Yeah, I feel like he's still young, but I'll take Malcolm Brogdon. He's 31. He's 6'4", 230 pounds. He can play both ends of the ball. He could give us solid 15. Pretty sure next year or two, coming off the bench or whatever. I don't feel like that's gonna be a hard transition for him.
And he can create his own shot.
And he can create his own shot. And I feel like he's gonna be more helpful to us right now and in the future because of that depth aspect.
Yes.
Like if we get DeJounte right now, we have a dope starting lineup on paper, but we're not going to really improve. Now next year we could probably end up getting Donovan Mitchell, or probably if we get Brogdon, or we get another big man, which I definitely think we're going to need, because I don't think Hartenstein is going to stay here, and we always have to worry about Mitchell Robinson getting hurt. So that we definitely need another big, and who, to be honest, in the next 2-3 years, like it's almost becoming a common factor of Julius Randle. Like I see them even going after another power forward in the next 2 years, 2-3 years, because we have to monitor. We always said we have to monitor how Julius Randle is playing this year. And he's been playing good ball, but that's not always it. And it's the same thing with like Embiid. We always have to make sure that they're healthy for us, because if you're the most important player or one of the most important players, and you're not there to be able to play, you're hurting us more than benefiting us. But but like I said, I think we should go after Brogdon. I like him better. Jordan Clarkson's cool too, and I like him too. I like, but they're both about the same age, and I know Jordan Clarkson increased his shot. I just like his game a little bit better. Like he's
Clarkson's
he has like,
game?
Yeah, just slightly. But
I like Brogdon's game a little bit better, but I'm not mad at you.
My bad.
You go ahead.
I like Brogdon too a little bit better, because say for instance, like the basketball gods do sideline Jalen. If we got Brogdon, he can slide in the starting lineup and help us as a starter too. We'll be depleted in the bench area, but he can slide in as a starter and help us out too.
Until McBride is fully developed.
Exactly. And he can help me. He can help. I mean, this guy was a former rookie of the year. And, he beat out the guy we thought, like I always say, last year should have been the sixth man in IQ, and he won it. So that's a big plus if we get a six-man former rookie of the year on our bench that could probably start.
I like that Clarkson wants to be a Knick, I believe.
He wants
to. And I like that he has a little bit of length at that guard spot. You know what I'm saying? Kind of got that BI frame. Pause.
Yeah.
I don't think DeJounte Murray's going to happen. I go back and forth on that, because on one hand, he's a two-way player. Those are invaluable. You know what I'm saying? Imagine him and OG Anunoby, right, and Mitchell Robinson all in the starting lineup. And that's, defense and offense, right?
That's one thing too.
That's great, right? But then his production has gone down a little bit. I believe it's his usage rate. Him and Trey having to share the ball. I shoot, you shoot, your turn, my turn. Does that change much with, because Brunson's very ball dominant at this point. You know what I'm saying? His usage rate's got to be through the roof. And I don't have it in front of me. You know what I'm saying? What's a plus about Trey? And I think Trey, maybe if we don't see him at DeJounte Murray, I don't think it's off the table if we don't get him at the deadline. I think that could still be something explored in the summertime. I don't know. I don't think he's going to go to the Lakers, because D'Angelo Russell is starting the ball. A couple weeks ago, D'Angelo Russell was on the trade block. Now he's starting the ball. He's averaging 24 points in his last, 10 games or some crazy 12 games.
Crazy.
So I don't know if he's a trade piece anymore. I don't know if DeJounte. I don't know. I think the Lakers stay put. So I think that piece kind of came off the table. I think we possibly could get him. I don't think we want to give up a number one for him. You know what I'm saying? The expiring deal and like a number two probably because I think we want to keep those number ones. But then again, he is a big piece. But I say that to say this: DeJounte Murray, I'm worried about the fit in terms of usage rate and ball dominance. You know what I'm saying? Same time, I'm like, damn, like two-way player thing, like right up Tibbs' alley. So I don't know, but I think our best bet is Brogdon or Clarkson off the bench, and you're hearing more and more Alec Burke.
Yes,
coming up. You know what I'm saying? And he's a former Knick. You know,
played under the system.
We played under the system. I'm not super mad at that, but I kind of want something a little more sexy. I want a little, I want a toy. Boy, you know what I mean?
Yo, one thing I like about if we do wind up getting DeJounte Murray, in an article that I read, it said that him coming to the Knicks, would like give us another ball handler, give us another guy who could score a bucket at the end of the game, but he could like come back to his defensive prowess that he had in the Spurs. He's not really doing the whole defensive thing over here in Atlanta. He kind of took a step back, you know. And I feel like if he comes to this system and starts playing defense again, he could be that guy that averaged a 1.2 steals a game. You know, almost becoming an all-star his last 2 years with the Spurs. If we get that DeJounte Murray, ain't nobody gonna fuck with us, man.
I think we can get both of them. I think we could get. I don't think it's gonna happen, but theoretically, I think a Brogdon off the bench. Imagine a Brogdon off the bench and a DeJounte Murray. A lot of people don't like the DeJounte Murray move. You know what I'm saying? Again, with the ball dominance thing, the one plus about him is he has a couple of years left on his deal, as opposed to DeMar DeRozan, which I like. A lot of people don't like the DeMar DeRozan move, but I think DeMar's an expiring deal at the end of this year, right? I believe. So he's going to be looking for a bag. He's not it's not a viable trade piece. Let's say we got DeJounte Murray as opposed to DeRozan, and the fit's not really working out with him and Brunson and Julius, and there's not enough basketballs to go around. And now Devo wants the ball a little bit, and there's a lot of the Knicks. We went from not a lot of shooters to a bunch of fucking shooters. So, you have 2 or 3 years left on his deal. Now that's a big trade chip, because remember when Kevin Durant had a falling out with the Nets with the whole Kyrie thing. Kevin Durant had 4 years left on his deal. That's invaluable, because now I know if I trade for you, you have to stay here unless I decide I want to move you. You know what I'm saying? So that's like that could be like. So I don't think, even if we got him and it didn't work, I still think we can move him maybe for Donovan Mitchell this summer, or maybe for whoever. You know what I'm saying? I'm drawing a blank right now, but like a big piece that we're talking about. What do you guys think about that?
I think everything you said will be perfect. You know what I mean? Like in a perfect world, it'll go that way. And I love that. I love that scenario. That'd be great if we could add like a DeJounte Murray now and then get something, or even if we get a Brogdon now and add a DeJounte Murray in the summer, a PJ Washington in the summer, something that we need, to help us get to the promised land, man. I just wanted to go to the promised land. I wanted to win a fucking chip.
Word up.
Everything
now mode.
Everything was lined up, but I don't know, man. It's like I feel like, I understand. Like they say, patience is a virtue, and the Knicks right now organization have too much of it right now, and they killing us, right now, because we want to hear what they're gonna do, but they have till tomorrow, 8:00 or whatever.
This is like Christmas Eve right now. This feels like Christmas Eve.
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Usually it's like that, right? If they push the gas,
I think it's 5.
I'm taking 5, whatever. But I'm taking a shot at 4:30. Then I'm taking a shot at 4:30 tomorrow. All right, but I agree. But those would all be game changers. But I really would like Donovan Mitchell here, man. He's like, but you know what? I kind of almost see that even fading a little bit, because
3 p.m.
Cavaliers.
You're right, Ed. Good. My
Yeah,
bad.
it's 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm taking a shot. I'm taking a shot at 2:30. Whoever want to join me, join me.
Gotcha.
I'll make a quick short tomorrow.
I'm taking a shot if we get something. Other than that,
Yeah,
I'm fucking breaking some
but I'm gonna bring
fucking monitors in my house.
I'm gonna bring Nickelholic. But you know what's got me worried a little bit too is because, well, not even worried, because I feel like we're still a great team even if we're healthy. And I just got into an argument with a 76ers fan the other night, not even an argument, but a little dispute. And I'm like, the Knicks healthy is one of the best teams in the NBA, and they're definitely the second best team in the Eastern Conference. I don't care what anybody says, and
Put them at
it's
2?
almost to the point where if they're all healthy, I think they could even be better than the Celtics. I'm not even worried about the Celtics. If they're all healthy and gelling the way they are right now, I don't think anybody can stop us, because I feel like
the ball very well. I say that much. They have. I was watching it last night. They have great ball movement.
Yes.
And I think a lot of that.
When's the last time we said the Knicks have great ball movement? What's the last time? Like, this team is just wonderful to watch, bro. I'm sorry to cut that off.
Nah, it is crazy, because, and that's what I was gonna say about Jalen Brunson too, because Jalen Brunson, like, he doesn't get a shitload of assists. Let's keep it about. He maybe like 8 or 9, whatever, 7 a game. But you know what he does do? He facilitates it to somebody, and that next person is passing it to the open man. You know, like, you don't always need to have the assist to start it off. You know, but they're just moving that ball and him finding that open man to find another open man to take that shot and make that 3.
Yeah,
or find that man cut into the hoop. That's the whole point of fundamental basketball. And that's what the Knicks have, and that's what they do so well. That's why we're still in these games with a depleted team. Like, we really don't have nobody right now, and we should have beat the Lakers, but we beat ourselves. You know, and you know, and this can go, and this just goes to show, like, if we're a healthy Knicks team and we have everybody, and everybody's playing healthy, and everybody's just playing well, bro, I would love anybody to tell us who's gonna stop us, please. Like, because I feel like it's gonna be very hard. Now, will things change next year? Obviously, maybe roster changes might happen. We might need another big man, whatever. But like, as of this year, if we had a whole healthy team this year, I think we would have had first place at this point a long time ago.
You know?
Let me ask you this, Ed. You know, there were question marks about the backup 4 spot, you know, after Obi left last year, and kind of throughout there. You know, Hartenstein is kind of like, you know, kind of like a hybrid-ish, but he's more of a center. Precious Achiuwa, who I was kind of down on,
stepping up.
He's
stepping up. What do you think? What do you think about Precious Achiuwa? You think he can be the viable backup 4, you know, moving forward?
I like Precious Achiuwa, the energy that he's bringing now.
Yeah,
I'll talk about him now. I don't know about moving forward, because you can see his offensive game, his footwork is not like really there. But since Julius been down, he has been playing very high IQ basketball for the Knicks. You know, a couple of bonehead moves in the Laker game, but I get it. You're guarding LeBron. You're gonna wind up like doing some stupid shit, because I feel like some of the guys are like starstruck sometimes still when they play LeBron. But he has been playing very big minutes. He's averaging 13.2, 7 rebounds, 1.4 steals, and 1.4 blocks per game in these last 5 games without replacing Juju. So I feel like he's been very key right now. Like, I see why they traded for him. You know what I mean? Like, he's been playing good. So I like him for now. But for the bigger picture, if we could get like a guy, like if we could probably guy like, you know, the guy that they're looking at now, PJ Washington, 6'10", could rebound, could score, a high field goal percentage, could play some D. I feel like he'll fit well. I feel like they should lean that way. But for right now, shout out to Precious Achiuwa. He's playing fabulous basketball right now. As for the future, like I said, I'm not sure. I think they should probably go on another route, and that'll fit us better.
I heard Keldon Johnson too. I've been hearing that name.
First?
Yeah.
That kid is good.
I've been hearing that name too. Yeah, like I wouldn't mind Keldon Johnson, like, as a, you know, come in and back up Julius and shit.